So Juan, I want to pose the same question to you. What do CIOs and their teams need to do to improve how they support hybrid or distributed teams as we move into the new year?
So I'm going to mention 5 things, and I'll touch on each one quickly. By the way, first, Tejas nailed it on security collaboration. Clearly those are the big ones. The first thing I think CIOs need to understand is who's my stakeholder in the organization, understanding the different hybrid and remote needs of different functional groups, because the support you give and the technology tools you give to a sales organization that's working remote, which you probably already have been supporting because most of them are remote, is a very different new demand than the marketing team that now has to do their job remote, or corporate people in finance and accounting. And so you have to look at the different parts of the organization, because what you'll be supporting is going to become much more complex, and what tools you use will be different for each group, because they all have different, day-to-day tasks where technology will or will not support it. Second, this technology that's going to connect people, Tejas nailed it in that you're going to be evaluating a lot more technologies than you were in the past, and more quickly. And so I think the second thing is creating a process to evaluate many more systems in a short amount of time. I run a software company called Humantelligence, and I remember it used to be 2016, 17, 18, the CIOs that we would speak to had this very stiff 1-year roadmap, and if you didn't get in the right window, you could never sell into them, because they got their budget in January, February, March, or approved in Q4, got their budget started to work in Q1, and if you weren't in that window, well, guess what? CIOs set it and forget it for the next 12 months. Enter COVID. You can't just say, oh, we've already set our strategy and our path, we're not going to do anything. No, Agile as a process, not for developing software, but for evaluating a plethora of systems and getting them up and running even when they weren't in your roadmap, that's going to be a key skill set and way of working for CIOs. Third, the time frame. 6 months ago, remote was going to be a 3-month thing. And then it was going to be a 6-month thing. And then it was, okay, we're all going to come back to work in 9 months. And now people are thinking, oh gosh, we're going to stay remote for a long time. And now there's the hybrid. This kind of zigzag, what the company needs me to support as a CIO, is kind of mind-boggling in what you need to support and what you don't, right? And for example, retail restaurants. Do we bring IT to support curbside delivery and invest a lot of money in that, knowing that maybe it's not going to be curbside next year? So maybe we don't invest in the most coolest technologies. So the time frame and understanding that impact on decisions will make or break CIOs. Fourth, change management. CIOs have never had to deal with change management as much as they will now with remote work and working hybrid. So that's a fourth thing. I'll talk, there's a question later, I'll extrapolate. And fifth, and this is where my company, Humantelligence, has a plugin. It's not good enough to just check the box and say, we have video conference technology. We have a collaboration tool like Microsoft Teams or Slack. That doesn't mean people will use it. It doesn't mean people will get what they need out of it. There's a component of both change management as well as plugins like Humantelligence, which allows companies on Slack or Microsoft Teams not only to connect, but a plugin where it tells you the culture and the insights on how better to communicate. So looking for unique new solutions that can help that resonance between two people when they don't see each other. If you can somehow get everyone to still relate and resonate from a distance through IT, that will lead to the winners in this marketplace versus the losers.